Hello, and welcome to the Yoga Studies Institute. My name is Bob Serino, and I'm so grateful that you chose to practice with us today. Here at YSI, we do yoga different. A lot of people just think about yoga as the outer practice of how we put our body in space. But at the Yoga Studies Institute, we focus on combining the inner world with the outer world, which is what yoga was originally intended to be. It's yoga that changes your world, not just your body. We source our information from the most classic and authentic texts in yoga, and we offer that to you through daily meditations, through daily asana practices, and through a rich assortment of courses on our platform. So if you want to dig in and truly experience yoga and feel happier and healthier and full of purpose, then you've come to the right place. Develop a daily practice with us and see the change for yourself.
Welcome to the Yoga Studies Institute. My name is Lydia, and today I'm going to guide you in a 30-minute Dharma yoga practice. Before we get started and get on our mat, I would like to set an intention for today's class. Today, I would really like us to focus on our highest yogic goals, wanting to experience love and compassion, and really see directly where our world is coming from. And to do so, we need to rid ourselves of all of our negative emotions. We have a pesky little channel running on the right side of our body where we have our energies and our, that prana of hatred and jealousy, any of those negative emotions where we want to avoid something so much, we're willing to hurt someone else. And then we have our side channel on our left, the ta channel, where we have this ignorant liking, where again, we misunderstand where things are coming from. And we want something so badly, we're willing to hurt somebody else to get it. So let's close our eyes, bringing our hands to our heart center. And let's imagine that we've reached the goal where we can see directly where our world is coming from. We rid all of our negative emotions from our right side channel. We rid all of our negative emotions from our left side channel. Our central channel is open and our prana is flowing freely. We have compassion and wisdom. Now let's supercharge our practice and not only imagine that for us, but let's wish that all beings everywhere could also reach those highest yogic goals. Just the thought might bring a smile to your face. Imagine a world where all beings are happy and free. We'll begin today's practice with an Om. Exhale completely. Inhale. Coming to our mat, we'll begin to warm up with some sun salutations, Surya Namaskar, with our feet together, tucking our tailbone, hands together at heart center. We bring our arms up and back, hands down to the mat, Uttanasana. Right leg steps back, right knee drops down, looking up. Palms on the mat, left leg steps back to a nice strong plank, pulling that belly button back towards the spine. Knees on the mat, we bring our hips over our heels, resting our forehead briefly on the mat. Staying close to the ground, we brush our chest and our forehead forward, coming into Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Bringing our seat back over the heels. Again, staying close to the mat, coming through Bhujangasana Cobra. Shoulders down and back, elbows close to the body. Hips over the heels one more time. Coming through. Cobra pose. Tucking our toes, pushing back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha. Pulling the belly button back towards the spine. Quadriceps engaged. Arms nice and strong. Right foot steps forward in between the hands. Left knee drops down, looking up. Left leg comes to the top of the mat. Uttanasana. Palms together. Arms come up and back. Hands together at the center of the chest. Again, arms up and back. Hands down to the mat. Uttanasana. Left leg steps back. Left knee drops down, looking up. Palms on the mat. Right foot steps back. Nice strong plank. Knees to the ground. Go ahead and lower the whole body down to the ground. Arms extended behind us, looking forward on the inhale, lifting up. Locust pose, lifting everything towards the ceiling. And release down, resting our right cheek on the mat. Head comes back to center. On the next inhale, again lifting everything up towards the ceiling. Releasing, resting the left cheek on the mat. Head comes back to center. A third time, lifting up. We're just warming up the back of our body and releasing down. Hands underneath our shoulders, coming into Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Tucking our toes, pushing back, downward facing dog. Left foot steps in between our hands, right knee drops down, looking up. Right foot steps forward. Uttanasana. Palms together, arms come up and back. Hands together at the center of our chest. Again, arms up and back. Hands down to the mat. Keeping your knees bent as much as you need to. Grabbing our elbows behind our calves. Chest and thighs meet. Our head is loose. Neck is loose. And if it's available for you, then go ahead and extend your legs. Sit bones reaching up towards the ceiling. Releasing our hands down to the mat. Right foot steps back, right knee drops down. You can stay here as a variation or interlacing your hands, pushing that front left thigh away from the body. You can stay here or interlacing your hands, Kali Mudra, arms extended nice and straight first. Then allow the arms to come up and back. Engaging the right leg and the right buttocks to protect your lower back. Imagining the back of your heart lifting up. Releasing this pose, hands come down to the mat. Left leg steps back, nice strong plank. You can do knees, chest, and chin or chaturanga. Coming through, cobra or up dog. Coming back, downward facing dog. Maybe bounce up and down a few times. Imagining the crown of your head is able to touch the mat. Taking a big step forward with our left foot in between the hands, coming up to warrior one. Hips are squared, facing forward, shoulders down and back. Opening up to a warrior two. Adjusting your back leg if necessary. Your back foot is parallel to the mat. Make sure you're using that back leg. You don't want to leave all the work to the front one. Looking over your front left hand. It's your drishti, your point of focus. From here, we're going to go into warrior three. So we want to bring our right leg forward, creating balance. All of our weight begins to go to the left. You can clasp your hands behind you, Kali Mudra. Our right leg extends behind us as we begin to look forward, creating a nice flat back. From here, we'll go into half moon, lowering your left hand down to the mat on the outside of your left foot, opening the right side of your body. If it's available to you, you can begin to look up. A nice long line between your right hand, your right shoulder, your left hand. Releasing gently, gracefully back down to a warrior two. Spiraling our hands down to the mat, lowering your right knee, creating a nice little 90-degree angle box. Putting our right hand on the outside of our right leg, left hand behind us. We begin to twist to the left, giving our right side channels the chance to elongate, to become repaired. We're loosening the knots that are choking our central channel. Gaze comes back to center, releasing this pose. Right arm elongates nice and tall, crossing over on the outside of the left leg, palms together, pushing that left palm down, trying to get your hands to heart center as you twist, opening up to the left. If it's available to you, raise that back leg, extending nice and strong. Pulling your belly button towards your spine helps you twist a little further. Releasing this pose, hands down to the mat, left leg steps back. So you got lots of choices. You can do knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Coming through cobra or up dog. Tucking your toes under, pushing back to downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward in between the hands. Coming up to a warrior one. Hips are squared, facing forward. Shoulders down and back. Opening up to a warrior two. Adjusting your back leg if necessary. And as we gaze over our front right palm, bring all of your attention to the center of your chest. Recalling to mind our intention that we set at beginning of practice. By loosening and repairing our side channels, ridding ourselves of negative emotions, we allow the prana to flow through freely in our central channel, where we have love and compassion, and we have that highest yogi goal of seeing where our world comes from directly. Let's move into warrior three, bringing our left leg forward, putting more weight on the right. Arms can extend behind you, interlacing, Kali Mudra. Left leg extends, back is straight, looking forward. Pick a drishti, a place you want to focus on. Moving into half moon pose. Right arm comes down on the outside of the right foot, Begin to open the body to the left, opening the left arm, the left hip. If it's available to you, you can look up towards the ceiling. Gently, gracefully, we begin to release the pose, coming down to a warrior two. Spiraling our hands down to the mat, dropping our left knee, creating a nice little 90-degree angle box. Bringing our left hand on the outside of our right thigh. Right hand behind us, we begin to twist to the right. Giving our left side channels the chance to stretch, to loosen. Head comes back to center. As we release, left arm extends nice and tall, crossing over on the outside of the right thigh, pushing our left hand down. If it's available to you, raise that back leg, looking up towards the ceiling. Bringing that belly button back towards the spine allows you to twist a little more. Releasing our hands down to the mat. Right leg steps back, nice strong plank. You can do knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Coming through bhujangasana or urdhva mukha. Pushing back, downward facing dog. Right foot steps in between the hands. Left knee drops down, looking up. Or interlacing your fingers, pushing that front right thigh away from the body. Engaging your left leg and your left buttocks, allowing those hips to sink down. If you're ready, interlacing your hands, Kali Mudra. Arms extend first, nice and straight. Then they begin to come up and back. Lifting up from the back of your heart. Release in this pose. Hands down to the mat. Left leg steps forward. Uttanasana. Grabbing our elbows behind our shins. If your chest and thighs meet, and if it's available to you, go ahead and extend your legs, straightening your knees. Releasing our arms, palms together. Hands come up and back. Hands together at the center of the chest. Coming to our mat, let's kneel down, preparing for an inversion. Sitting on our heels, grabbing our feet, looking up towards the ceiling. Opening the chest, lowering the chest down to the mat, crown of the head on the floor. Then from here, begin to lift up the hips. If you're not able to hold your feet, that's okay. Just put your hands, palms down on the mat. This is a wonderful inversion where we get all of the benefits of having our heart over our head without putting ourselves at risk. Let's bring our attention to the space between the eyebrows. Imagining a beautiful rose or a lotus. Lowering our hips back down to our seat. Inhaling, lifting up, bringing our seat to the left, legs to the right. Let's go ahead and lie down on our mat. Preparing for shoulder stand. With our palms on our mat, we begin to bring our legs up and back. You can keep your knees bent if you need to. And if your feet don't touch behind you, go ahead and bring your hands to your back as a support. If your legs do reach the floor, go ahead and interlace your hands, rocking back and forth to the tippy top of your shoulders. And then if it's available to you, go ahead and extend your legs, taking a nice plow pose as we prepare for our next inversion. Bringing our hands to our upper back. Begin to lift one leg at a time, lifting the second leg, pointing your toes, trying to lift up towards the ceiling. Bringing our attention here to the space between the eyebrows. Imagining a rose or a lotus. If you have lotus pose, you can go ahead and put your legs in lotus at this time. Using our determination to stay here a few more breaths. Lowering this pose, bending our knees, bringing our knees towards our forehead. If you have lotus, you can go ahead and keep it. Knees come on the outside of your ears. Once again, interlacing your hands and extending your legs if possible. If you have lotus, hug your lotus in embryo. Releasing this pose, putting our palms on the mat, lowering our back vertebrae by vertebrae, grabbing the back of our legs to come up to seated. We'll do Paschimottanasana, bending our knees as much as we need to, elongating our arms, nice tall back. We begin to lean forward. Now you can hug your elbows underneath your knees. As long as your chest and your thighs meet, your back is being protected. And then if it's available to you, maybe you can grab your ankles or your heels and begin to extend your legs, always working according to your condition. Bringing our attention to the base of our spine, our Muladhara chakra, our first energy center. Breathing in and out of this energy center. Inhaling, lifting up. Let's go ahead and cross our legs, lying down on our bellies, placing our palms underneath our shoulders, bringing our feet together. We're going to do Bhujangasana or Cobra. On the next inhale, we engage the back of our body. You don't need to come into your highest Cobra ever. We're going to repeat this pose. So in this one, just concentrate on engaging the back of the body, Front of the body should be loose, shoulders down and back. Releasing the pose, belly down, chest down. We'll have our left arm and left leg straight, our right arm and right leg in cactus, 90-degree angle. Resting our left cheek on the mat. Releasing this pose, come back to center. Once again, putting our hands underneath our shoulders, feet together. On the next inhale, coming up, engaging the back of the body. Notice how the second pose, second time you do it, it's much easier. So as we engage the back of the body, the front of the body is loose. Imagine the chest coming forward, the belly button touching the mat. Release in this pose, belly down, chest down. Right arm and leg are straight. Left arm, left leg in a 90-degree angle. Resting our right cheek on the mat. Coming back to center. We'll do a locust pose. So on our next inhale, we're going to have arms and legs coming up towards the ceiling, lifting as high as we can. Exhale completely. And inhale, lifting up, arms up, legs up, chest up. If you'd like the added challenge, interlace your hands in Kali Mudra, opening your chest even further. Releasing this pose gently, gracefully, pushing back to a child's pose, sitting on our heels, forehead resting on the mat, palms facing up behind us. Lifting our chest up, bring our seat to the left, legs around to the right. Doing a final spinal twist, left hand on the outside of the right leg, right hand behind us, twisting to the right. Releasing our head back to center. Other side, right hand on the outside of the left leg, left arm behind us, nice tall back as we twist to the left. Head comes back to center, releasing this pose, lying down for our final Savasana. Relaxation is the best antidote for all impurities. With your palms faced up toward the ceiling, feet relaxed, eyes closed. Give yourself permission to breathe in the very best of the best and exhale all impurities. Again, giving permission to each and every cell of your body to inhale the very best of the best. And exhale all impurities. Leaving your body by itself, bringing your attention to the center of the chest, your heart space. recalling to mind the intention we set at the beginning of the practice. May we rid ourselves of all of our negative emotions, allowing prana to flow freely through our central channel so we can experience directly where our world is coming from. And we would like this not only for ourselves, but for all beings everywhere. Bringing your attention back to your body, you can begin to move your fingers and your toes. If you'd like to take the great stretch, you can lift your arms overhead, your arms reaching in one direction, your toes pointing in the other. Rolling to your right hand side. Let's take a moment there. When you're ready, coming up to seated. With your legs comfortable and a nice tall spine. We'll conclude today's practice with an Om and 3 Shanti. Bringing your hands together at heart center. Exhale completely. Inhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive. All is within. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care, and I hope to see you next time.